Hello members and welcome to episode 4 of GPL 360. I'm here with CEO Matt Loughnane. Welcome Matt.
Thanks Nick.
And we have a lot to get through today. Starting off with the women, round 9. In a low scoring week, the Ramblers had the best score of the round by 13 points, which was majorly thanks to Louise Leatham and Janet Alice, who both top scored with 36.
In the other top game of the round, we had the QTs, who were sitting in 7th position after round 9. They defeated the Early Birds 113 to 107. Good performers for the QTs with Sally Wilkinson 30, Jenny Cribbs 29, Adeline Roberts 28, and Marg Picken 26. And for the Early Birds, Jenny Danks, Barb Main and Hilary Hodgetts all had 27, with Josephine Ryan 26. In the other matches for the week, Nick, we had the Pearlers and the Derwents drawing on 102. The Q Birdies 114 beating the Fairway Fillies 102. Go Girls had a crushing defeat from Hit and Miss, who had 121 versus 102. The Iron Ladies lost to the Birdie Num Nums 114 to 102. And the Swingers keep their unbeaten season going 118 to 103 versus the Silver Foxes.
102 seemed to be a pretty popular score. I reckon this might have been a washout round, basically.
Right.
A lot of teams seemed to have been on 102, so I'm assuming there wouldn't have been many teams that had a full side.
Full allotment. In the knockout for that week, the Iron Ladies with 102 were knocked out
and
round 9.
And the coffee vouchers went to the Q Ramblers, who top scored at 134. Round 10, we had the Derwents have a major upset of the Q Ramblers, 112 to 111. Ange Nicholas had 32, and Jill Doggett chimed in with 28 for the Derwents. And Janet Alice, who's been in good form, that's a couple of 36s in a row, Matt. She did her best for the Ramblers, but they fell short by 1.
Very good. After round 10, the Swingers still kept their unbeaten season alive with a 128 close game against the Go Girls 121. For the Swingers, Heather Moot top scored with 36, and for the Go Girls, Margot Crilly with 35 was the best score.
Other matches for the round, we had the Pearlers 111 defeat the Fairway Fillies 102. Tell you what, the Fillies have had a bit of a fall from grace.
They have.
They were in the 4, now they've fallen down to I think about 7th.
Yeah, right. Yep.
We had Hit and Miss defeat the Q Birdies. The Birdie Num Nums had the bye. The Early Birds defeated the Silver Foxes, and the QTs just got over the line by 4 points against the Iron Ladies.
It's a couple in a row for the QTs.
QTs just starting to make a bit of a claim for final spot.
Yep.
Birdie Num Nums were knocked out with 101, and the coffee vouchers went to the Swingers, their 2nd of the season. Now, round 11 and 12, this was a double header match due to the, I think it was the high wind or the washout. I'm not sure what we've had this, I think it was plague of locusts perhaps. We've had everything this season.
Looking at the scores, could have possibly shaped these 2 rounds, the ladder.
100%. The QTs had the bye in round 11, so that's a win, and then they gave the Derwents a good racing, defeating them by 40 points. Sally Wilkinson and Adeline Roberts top scored with 37 points, and Libby Forrest 36, Jenny Cribbs 34.
Birdie Num Nums took down the Derwents in round 11, and then had a draw against the Ramblers, 131 apiece in round 12. Robin Weller was the best score for the Birdie Num Nums with 38 points for both of those rounds.
Wow, massive. The Go Girls had 133 for their doubleheader. The Go Girls are in bottom place, but was super stiff in round 11, losing by 1 point to the 3rd placed Early Birds. And then they melted the Iron Ladies in round 12. A big win could see them off the bottom in the last round, hopefully. They've been on the bottom all season, so I wonder if they can sneak off.
And the Early Birds, who have been very solid and probably the most consistent team throughout the year, other than the top of the place Swingers. They had 2 good wins, a 1-point win over the Go Girls in round 11 and a massive 29-point win over the Q Birdies in round 12. Josephine Ryan, who also played well in round 10, had 37 points.
Massive. Hit and miss, just keep trucking along. They've had 2 wins in the doubleheader, which actually sees them now on top of the ladder. What happened to the Swingers in the doubleheader, Matt?
Fortunately, the Swingers, I think, may have struggled to put a full side together and had 2 losses and have gone from being undefeated to now 10-2, sitting in 2nd place.
Still well placed, but
still well placed. Finals time.
Exactly right. The hit and miss, back to them. They had 135. Ros Nickel top scored to 39. Bev Murray 36. Leonie Barnes 33. Knocked out the doubleheader, as we said, the Swingers and also the Fairway Fillies, and the coffee vouchers went to the QTs, their first of the season, and hit and miss their 2nd voucher of the season.
How does the ladder look, Nick, with 1 round to go?
As we expected, Matt, my choice and your choice, the hit and miss and the Swingers, still 1 and 2. Early Birds in 3rd spot. The top 3 have basically been set since about round 4, I think.
Yep.
They've been pretty solid.
Yes.
And the story of the last 4 weeks, the QTs have come from nowhere to stream into 4th place with 4 straight wins.
Yep. So top 4, looking from the ladder, the only 2 that could possibly switch around unless there's a massive win by the Swingers in the last game is the Swingers and the Early Birds, 2nd and 3rd.
Yep, exactly right. In the last round of the season, this could possibly be a grand final preview. We have hit and miss actually play the Swingers. Matt, who wins from here? Who wins the grand final?
Well, I'll stick with my original choice before round 1 and stick with the Swingers.
Well, I'm not going to stick with my choice. I'm going to change. I'm going to go with the inform team of the comp, and I'm going to change to the QTs.
Wow, so you jumped off the ladder league leader.
Ladder leader, yep. I've jumped off them and I've gone onto the QT.
So with 1 round to go, we've still got the Team Survivor. 2 sides left to play. We have hit and miss, ladder league leaders, and the Early Birds. So good luck to both of those teams with 1 round to go.
Now, Matt, moving on to the men, round 10. Do you want to start us off?
Round 10, we had the Polishers play Hard Yakka. Hard Yakka had the highest score of the round this week and edged closer to that top spot of the ladder. They had a big 145 to 130 win over the Polishers. Max Hardy and Greg Perryman were the 2 best scores for Hard Yakka with 38 points, and Peter Silk was solid with 37 points for the Polishers.
In the second highlighted match of round 10, the Good, Bad and the Ugly had a surprise win over the Fockers, 133 to 128. The Fockers have slipped down to 7th place. Jeff Pemmer did his best for the Fockers, but unfortunately Gare Breck and Joe Pickering did the job for the Good, Bad and the Ugly. And knocked out for round 10 were Once Were Legends, who only had 123. On to round 11, Matt.
Round 11, a couple of the highlighted matches. We had the Latecomers with a 1-point win over Norfolk and Good. Latecomers continue to surge their way up the ladder. We had Tim Pitt, the highest score, 40 points. John Evans with 37 points, he'd be happy about that. Norfolk and Good, we had Dave O'Callaghan, 38, and Chris Wong with 37.
Good scores there. The Good, Bad and Ugly have featured again, unfortunately on the wrong side of the ledger this time. They had a 1-point loss to KGC Elite, who keep their finals hopes alive. Ian Mills and Dick Curtis start for KGC Elite, and Gare Breck again with 35 points. He could be putting his name up for the MVP, I reckon there.
Yep, definitely.
And knocked out, again, the Good, Bad and Ugly, 134. Unlucky there, lads.
In round 12, we had the Guzzlers, who had a 144 versus the Once Were Legends, 117. They are now starting to firm for a top 2 position.
10 and 3.
10 and 3, very solid. Mark Hanger, wow, 38 points. And Phil Baker, 37 points. For the Once Were Legends, we had Greg Taggart, 30 points, and Laurie Bignall with 30 points as well.
Do you reckon Mark Hanger's form has any correlation to Collingwood's form?
Well, we lost that particular. No, we won that particular week. I'd say yes.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
When the Pies win, Mark's up and about.
Exactly.
In the second featured round, we had Norfolk and Good, 142 to defeat the Moondogs, 126. So Norfolk and Good keep their double chance alive, and the Moondogs would need some sort of miracle to make the finals. Norfolk and Goodwill Lauria had 37, Tony Clayton 36, and Tim Doohan 36. And for the Moondogs, Chris Hansen tried his best with 34. Knocked out in round 12 were the Gentlemen Golfers, who have done pretty well to stay in it considering their low standing on the ladder. Round 13, Gentlemen Golfers only had one player play that round, and David Pryor did his best with 37 points. But when you have one player, that makes it very hard to win.
Difficult.
The Moondogs had 121. Chris Hansen again, 34 points. Now, round 13, the Moondogs, they're sitting in 9th place, but given what has happened in the competition, the Moondogs are the Carlton of 2013 and have slipped into 8th position. So you would hate to lose to the Moondogs because effectively they probably shouldn't be in there, Matt. What do you think?
Probably, and we'll look at the final structure in a minute. But it's a bit of a pass for the Moondogs to get in. And the other match in round 13, we had the Gunners, who were sitting on the bottom of the ladder, only with 2 wins, come up against the Hard Yakka, who were one of the strongest teams in last year's GPL series, and also looking to play finals this year. We had the Gunners with a big, massive upset, 125 versus the Hard Yakka 114. Paul Pellegrini, 33 points. Bryn Collison's 32 for the Gunners. And Peter Myers with 34 points. And John Price, 34 points. Couldn't get it done for Hard Yakka. Knocked out, Norfolk and Good.
129. Now, let's look at the ladder. Let's have a look.
Finals.
Going down the list, we have Rat Pack, who finished in top place, 11 wins, 2 losses. What a great season. Their captain, Graham Craig, hasn't really contributed at all to that, I wouldn't have thought.
Need to do something in the finals, Graham.
I played with Graham yesterday. It's possibly the worst putt I've ever seen. On the 9th hole, he was 2 feet away and his putt 8 inches. So Graham need to fix that for the finals. Second place, Matt, your favourite team, the Guzzlers. 10 wins and 3 losses. The latecomers, who were down the bottom at the start of the season. We got Johnny Evans on the show, and he said they do come late, true to the name. So
far lap style.
Norfolk and Good into 4th position and get that double chance. Hard Yakka in 5th, the Fockers in 6th, Motley Q in 7th, and the Moondogs sneak into 8th position on 5 wins.
So who plays who in the coming finals, first week of the finals, Nick?
So in the qualifying finals, we have the Rat Pack versus Norfolk and Good. I think the Rat Pack probably
you would think so on their form.
Probably too strong there. And an interesting game between the Guzzlers and the latecomers.
Plenty of talk amongst the teams.
Plenty of talk. There's a few emails floating around the club. John Nelson's been very vocal, so geez, you'd hate to see them go down.
You would.
In the elimination matches, we have Hard Yakka up against the Moondogs. I'll tell you what, if Moondogs win that and Hard Yakka get beaten by...
A lot of pressure on Hard Yakka.
Not wrong.
Last year's team that didn't really produce finals time, and they're coming up against the
lowly. Would you call them the lowly Moondogs? Is that harsh?
Yeah, probably.
Probably harsh or probably right?
No, probably right.
Probably right.
So a lot of pressure on Hard Yakka. I reckon the Moondogs get the job done.
I think so. It'd be a Cinderella story if the Moondogs can just somehow make it deep into the finals. And in the last elimination match, we have Motley Q versus the Fockers. It's shaping up to be an exciting final series. Matt, if you have to pick a winner, I think I know who you're going to pick.
I reckon if they can stay focused, John Nelson leading the team, the Guzzlers for me.
Okay, and I'm going to go with... I haven't really thought about this. I'm going to go with the Rat Pack. I jumped onto the QTs and the women's, but I think the Rat Pack have. I think they've been super all season. 11 wins, 2 losses. I think they'll be too hard to beat.
Good luck in the finals.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.